All right, welcome back to game 2 of this day 2. Just to be round 2 for the boys. And going to have the senior boys Wildcats taking on the Rosebud Ramblers and for a chance to go to the championship games tomorrow. And I'm joined back up here in the booth again tonight by Shane Martin. I'll get it out eventually. my brain, and it's been a long day. I got up at like 6:30 this morning, which is very uncharacteristic of me.
I've never had anybody stumble over my name.
So the legend himself back on the mic with us again tonight. And hopefully we've got a good one. I know Rosebud is a team that I don't know who they played earlier in the season, but they had a kid that dropped I don't know how many three-point shots in a game.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. I can't remember the actual number.
Like 24 three-point shots in a game. And so, yeah, this one may get interesting before it's all said and done. So,
well, Trey, it's going to take a lot to top what we watched yesterday, what we called yesterday, because that was a great high school basketball game yesterday as Hector defeated Washington. And I hope we get that magic here again tonight, which, it's going to be tough. It's Rosebud's home gym.
Yeah. Host team, and we got the starting lineups for the Wildcats coming out right now.
All right, fans, we've got 0 Ashton Cawhorn and also at number 1, Caden Story. Then we've got number 5, Hunter Kaufman. Number 10, Winston Hull, and number 24, Caleb McLaughlin. And that's going to be the same lineup as we saw yesterday.
Like I said, I've said it before, Ben Freeman never disappoints. I can keep the graphic up and not have to worry too much about nothing changing on the boys' front.
So for the Ramblers, we're going to have number 2, Blake Bradley. We're going to have number 5, Colby Compton. Well, they've switched now. That was number 14, Jaden Bell. Here's number 5, Colby Compton. And then we're going to have number 12, Carter Heck. I know me and you were talking about that on the way up.
Going over the names on these on this roster, and we got the Heck, and it's just like, wow, it's not a common name.
And then number 11, Rhett Goodwin, will round out their starting 5. And if you're looking right off the bat here, Trey, to me, Hector has a size advantage.
Yeah, well, and certainly depth, because this is a very small roster for Rosebud. But we'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Let's not take away anything from Rosebud. We watched them win here yesterday before we played, and they can go. So we're ready to start this ball game, and the tip's going to be controlled by the Wildcats. And this is Hunter Kaufman with it at the top of the key. Kaufman gets it off to Cawhorn. Ashton looking. Now he goes to Story, back over to Kaufman. Kaufman gets it down on the block. Nice. Way to start the ball game right there with a nice, clean offensive set, and Cawhorn gets the bucket on the block. Here's the Ramblers, and they kick it off to the wing to Heck, and it comes back up to Bradley. Bradley, deep three, and it is no good, and we're going to have a foul right there. Well, we had a whistle. No foul call.
No foul. The whistle.
The phantom whistle. Here comes Kaufman with it. Cawhorn has it on the wing, looking for the cutters. Comes back up top to Hull. Winston gets it off to Kaufman. Kaufman back up. Story's got a wide open three at the top. It's off the back of the rim, and it is rebounded by Colby Compton. Compton quickly to Heck. Now they get it down to Goodwin. And Winnie with the block.
Wish I could have got down there quick enough to catch that. Would have been an awesome replay. Sorry, Winston.
Winston gets the three-point block, and it's going to stay with the Ramblers, and they kick it up top. And this is Compton with it. Compton driving, and we're going to have a foul called on Caden Story as they're going to get him for a little bit too much body right there. So if this is any indication right here, we've got one foul called in a minute. Yesterday we didn't see fouls at all hardly.
Yeah.
Here's Bradley with it. Bradley trying to drive baseline, cut off by Hull. They kick it back up top, but Story gets the steal. Story gets it off to Kaufman. Kaufman quickly down, and he tried to hit Ashton underneath the bucket, and it was knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Wildcats. It is 2-0 right now. Wildcats leading here in the early. And Kaufman come around on the screen, and he stepped on the baseline, and it's going to be a turnover to the Ramblers.
Didn't quite see his feet on that, so I don't know whether to debate it or not.
Could be a phantom.
Yeah.
Hector's running that jump defense, and the Ramblers beat it. But good defense there by Callhorn, but now they're going to get a foul. Wow, they're going to call a foul on Story, and if I'm correct, that's his second.
Yep. So it looks like Story's going to step out. We're going to have Lucas Baker check in.
Wow, that takes away one of your good outside shooters here early on, Trey.
Yeah.
So this is Bradley takes the inbounds, gets it off to Heck. Heck coming around the screen at the top. Heck gets down the lane. Now he dishes off. And good defense by the Wildcats. It goes out of bounds.
Are you kidding?
Wow.
There was no Wildcat anywhere near that when it rolled out of bounds, but they're going to give it to Rosebud.
Yeah, Compton hit it, but Hull gets the steal on the inbounds. Winston kicks it out. Here's a three-pointer by Callhorn. It's short, and Callhorn's going to run his rebound down. Now he gets it to Baker. His three is too long. Now, offensive board by the Wildcats. Here's Kaufman with it. Cutting McLaughlin. Kicks it out to Winston. Winston drives baseline. Gets it to Ashton. Ashton and Callhorn trying to go baseline. Spins. Oh, they're going to call him for steps there. It looked like it was going to be a great move, but he kind of shuffled that 1 foot.
Yeah. He's got that. It's like he pulls it in. Like underneath him further. It's like he's got legs spread a little bit.
He's so long and leg out there.
Pulls it back in. That's where they get him for the. How do they got another foul?
Wow, Hector.
Man, I hate to say it. Hopefully, we're not here to get hosed.
Well, and Coach Freeman wants a timeout to kind of calm this down right now. So 5:28 left here in the first, and we're still at 2-0 Hector. I mean, there's 3 fouls. We didn't see 3 fouls yesterday until almost the end of the first half.
Yeah.
But
they're not being shy about calling them tonight. And that's the troubling part, like I said, is that it's against Rosebud. So it's a little bit blurry out there. Let's see if I can fix that real quick.
So here's the Ramblers inbounding on their sideline, and they're trying to go back door, but it was covered by McLaughlin, and now they get it in to Bradley.
Hold on, y'all. I apologize.
It goes to Heck. Heck drives, and the bucket is good. No, I'm sorry. That's a good one. Good one. Rhett Goodwin with the bucket right there. So we're tied at 2.
All right. I think that's fixed now.
Callhorn gets it to Baker. Baker whips it over to Kaufman. Kaufman looking on the wing. Comes down to Callhorn on the baseline. Callhorn gets in the lane. Spins on the block. Shot is too hard. Nice move. Just a little bit too hard. And here comes the Ramblers off and running. Good defense by McLaughlin. Gets back and gets the steal. Gets it off to Kaufman. Kaufman quickly down the floor. Ashton on the wing with it. Gets it back to Kaufman. Kaufman. Baker 3 at the top, and it's no good. But Winston Hull with the offensive board for the Wildcats kicks it to Callhorn. Callhorn trying to drive, cut off. Baker, nice pass to McLaughlin. Lucas Baker with the feed. Caleb McLaughlin with the bucket. We are back ahead 4-2. Bradley has it at the top. Bradley down the lane, penetrates. And there is a charge call. I am so happy to see that. that official right there was not afraid because yesterday we saw block, and now that one right there said, you know what, that's a charge.
Yeah. So 4:09 right now. I was trying to let it's going to be close right there. Got back down to 4:09. My time was off, but.
So here we go with the offensive set and almost a throwaway right there, but Kaufman was able to run it down. Kaufman gets it to Hull. Kicks it over. Stanek, 3 from the wing is good. Jacob Stanek with the 3 ball. It is 7-2 now, Wildcats. Bradley up top with it. Looking for a cutter. Now he's going to try to find a seam. Hector cuts him off. And here's the drive, and it goes out of bounds. No. That's a good call right there. This official saw it. It hit the back of the backboard. It's going to go to the Wildcat. Whoa. No, that should go Wildcat ball. That's right. I'm talking for that official down there. But they're going to keep it down here.
Yeah.
Wow. It hit the back of the backboard, and I agree with that official right there. It should have been Hector's ball. But it stays with the Ramblers, and here we go. And that's an air ball 3-pointer by Rick Goodwin, and we're off and running for the Wildcats as Winston Hull comes across the timeline. Winston to Ashton. Ashton pump fakes, now gets it to Stanek. Stanek whips it over to Kaufman. Kaufman to Baker. Baker hands it off. Hull, goes off Hull's foot, and we're going to have a steal by the Ramblers, and it's going to be
they're going to get Callhorn for a goaltend.
As the layup is good by Colby Compton, as Callhorn tried to slap it due to LeBron James.
Had that happen a few times. Callhorn is he's after it, man.
Yeah. So we're at 7-4 now with under 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Stanek with it up top. Kicks it off to Callhorn. Callhorn going baseline. Pulls up. Jumper is no good. Got a little bit behind the backboard on it. Still thought he had a good shot at it. This is Heck with it. Now he gets it back up top to Blake Bradley. Bradley trying to come around on the screen at the top. Hector does a good job. Now Bradley trying to find a seam, and now he needs help as Hector's got good man-to-man defense going. Wow. I bragged.
Didn't even see.
They called the block on that one.
Oh, yeah, good Lord. Kaufman was set for days down there, man.
Kaufman was camping down there. And, wow. And the free throw, first one is good by Bradley. That's what I get. I bragged that official called the charge, and now he had to go, hey, I got to give one back. 7-5. Second one is good by Compton, and it's a 7-6 ball game now. Hector with the lead. Stanek whips it up top to Callhorn. Callhorn trying to find a way to get in the lane there. Pulls it back out. Kicks it off to Landon Keeling, who's checked in the game. Landon kicks it out. Callhorn's got the 3 on the wing, and it's short. Keeling fighting for it. Gets it to Kaufman. Couldn't get it to fall. And here comes the Ramblers with it. They whip it down the floor. Bradley has it back. Pulls up on the side of the free throw line. No good. And the rebound by Kaufman. Kaufman pushing it down the floor. Kicks it off to Stanek. Stanek, 3 from the wing, a little bit far. Keeling with the offensive board. Keeling goes up and gets it. The sophomore with the strong offensive board, and he sticks it back up and in, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Trey, one thing I noticed here is Coach Freeman's going to the bench early here in this ball game, rotating.
Yeah, he's had to a little bit because of foul trouble, and a little bit just to maybe keep some fresh legs in.
9-6. Keeling couldn't complete the 3-point play. Wildcats with 3-point lead. Minute and a half left here in the first quarter. This is winner's bracket semifinals in the Classic at Rosebud. And the jumper is no good, and that was Blake Bradley with the shot. And we're going to have a foul on the Ramblers, and that's going to be English picking up the foul. McLaughlin comes back in for Stanek. 1:06 left here in the first. Austin White has now checked into the game. Nice pass by Hull down to Cawhorn, and now we get another chance at the old-fashioned three-point play. Boy, Winston threw that on a dime right down to Cawhorn. Winston's got that ability. He'll kind of lull you to sleep right there, and then he'll just whip one in there. Cawhorn, couldn't make it. So that's two old-fashioned three-point play attempts we could not convert. 11-6, though. Hector. Nice block by the sophomore Keeling right there. Kept his body away and was able to swat it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Ramblers as we have 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hector leading 11-6. And they get it in bounds. Good defense there by White, and he caused it to go off the Rambler right there. So Austin White with a good defensive play. Hull kicks it over to Cawhorn. Cawhorn trying to get in the lane. He's cut off. Now he kicks it back to Hull. Hull. Winston kicks it out. Ashton's got that three at the top, and it is in and out. No good. Good rebound. Good hustle right there. Austin White got his hands on it, but it got knocked away. So it's going to stay with the Wildcats. As Hull will inbounds underneath the Hector bucket. Hull kicks it up top. Now back to Winston. Winston, White, three at the top. A little bit too long. And here comes the Ramblers. And they are going to pull it up as that's a good one. And, Keeling! And the rebound is by the Ramblers. And we're going to have a foul on Hector. But, boy, Keeling swatted that three in the corner.
Keeling got the one down in the corner, and then McLaughlin had one down here underneath the goal.
So 6 seconds left, and you're going to put them on the free throw line. And they did miss the first one. That's a good break right there, as that's Jaden Bell at the line. And his second one is good. He gets the rollover, and it is 11-7. As we're down to 5 seconds, here comes Cawhorn. Gets in the lane, pulls up.
Wow.
Wow. They call him for a push-off. And that's going to bring it in to the first quarter. It is Hector 11, Rosebud 7 here at the Rosebud New Year's Bash.
Like I said, we got some strange calls going on here.
We do.
Like I said,
we're going to have to.
Not a fan of home cooking sometimes. Actually, I am a fan of my own, at home cooking, but not in the referee variety.
But it's kind of like you see them like, okay, they're going to call this thing legit, and then they pull out some stuff like that. I didn't see Cawhorn do anything. He just drove down the lane and pulled up, hit the floater.
Looking over here at the chat, it said Michael Winkler says thank you all for doing this. Get to watch my cousin's kid play. Brenda Housley is watching. Marcia Henderson Dover says thank you, Trey and Shane, for doing what you do best. Appreciate you too. Helen Chisholm Campbell says watching. Keith Melton, going to be hard to beat the refs. Keith is always he's always there for good. Brittany Thomas. Then you got Doris Collins Ingram. Appreciate all y'all being here with us tonight. Pretty good crowd here online watching.
So we're starting the second quarter play here. Hector with the 4-point lead. It will be Rosebud ball. This is Heck with it. Gets it off to Bell. Bell trying to get down the free throw line. Now he kicks it out, and they get it inside. Now Goodwin has it. His little runner is good. No, that is Heck. I'm sorry. Carter Heck with his first 2 points. And it's at a 2-point lead now for the Wildcats. Landon Keeling gets it off to Story. Callhorn. Nice pass down to Keeling, and everybody from Hector touched it, and Kaufman gets it. His shot is no good, goes out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Ramblers. All right, so Trey, right here we need to focus on Caden Story has 2 fouls. He's got to play carefully. And they get it inside, and they're going to call a charge again. Oh. I guess we're going to play we're going to balance this out tonight. So that's a charge there, and that's the second on Jaden Bell. So if I'm keeping tabs right now, it's 2 blocks, 2 charges.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, don't ask for much, but be
consistent.
Be consistent. Call it down the middle.
Callhorn trying to get in the lane, dumps it a little bit too hard right there to Keeling. Probably, I would like to. Callhorn probably could have got a floater off right there. Probably. Yeah, I mean, he got in the lane. Here's the Ramblers with it. They're going to go with the 3 ball in the corner, and it is good. And that's a good one with the 3. And the Ramblers have now taken a 1-point lead. Keeling pulls up, free throw line extended, in and out, no good. And Hector's pressuring.
They're going to call a foul.
Well, you know what? we complain that the officials will call the jump ball instead of calling fouls. Right there, you should have called the jump ball.
Yeah.
That was 2 guys tied up.
Wow.
And that foul is the second on Kaufman. So now we've got 2 with 2 fouls. As Story and Kaufman each have 2. Here's the Ramblers up top, and this is Heck with it. Heck gets it off to Godwin. And there's another 3 ball, and that is Blake Bradley with the 3. And it is 15-11 now. Rosebud's opened it up. And now they're going to be a travel on Stanek. So you kind of sense we've got a sense of frustration going on right now with the fouls, and it's getting everybody out of rhythm right now.
Yep.
Here's a deep 3, and it is no good, and that was a good one. Wildcats with the board. Here comes Hull with it. Hull to Callhorn. Ashton pulls back up. Now he's trying to find a seam. Gets it off. Nice layup there by Caden Story as he drove baseline. And it is 15-13 Rosebud. Here's the Ramblers with it. And this is Goodwin, and Goodwin loses it.
Winston right there on the line. I'm going to say his tiptoe, the very end of his toe, was touching the line and out of bounds. That referee's going to discuss something.
They're going to call him for, what do we got?
I don't know.
Oh, well, they're talking about the 25-second.
Oh, okay.
On the possession, so it's going to stay where it was because they're saying Winston never had possession. Here is a drive by the Ramblers, cut off, and they get it to Goodwin in the corner. Goodwin back up top to Bradley, and Bradley travels with it, and it goes to the Wildcats. 5:07 left here in the first half, and the Wildcats are trailing by 2.
Looked like 11 down there in the corner kind of flung an elbow at Winston, I think, down there. Didn't get noticed, but.
Story with the drive. And they're going to call a foul on Rosebud before the shot. So Hector will inbounds. Does a good drive by Caden right there. Gets wiped away by the foul. Callhorn takes the inbounds, spins in the lane, goes up. Floater is a little short. Follow up good. Ashton with his 6-point right there, and it is tied at 15. Hector trying to jump him up top again, cause some problems, but the Ramblers get it on the baseline. Layup is no good by Compton. but we're going to have a foul by the Wildcats. So that is going to put Kobe Compton at the free throw line for 2 shots. 4:39 left here in the first half. We are tied at 15. First free throw is good. Lucas Baker checks back in the game, and Story's going to get a breather. Second free throw, no good. Oh, but the Rambler got in there for the offensive board. That was English. And, oh, what a block by McLaughlin on the shot in the lane. Ramblers keep possession. And we've got a hurt Rambler. He's holding his eye, but no, they can't stop the play yet. And we're going to have a foul, second foul on Ashton Callhorn. We're going to start being in trouble here shortly.
Yeah.
Here's the inbounds, and we've got a kick ball. So it's going to reset and stay with the Ramblers. 16-15. Rosebud leads by 1. And Hector's trying to jump him up top again, and Rosebud has it on the wing. Here's a free throw line extended jump shot is good by Carter Heck. That's his 4th point here in the first half. 18-15. Ashton Callhorn with it on the wing. Spins in the lane, goes up. Shot is no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. That's what we're going to have to start doing here, Trey, is we're going to have to start driving. You've got to force the issue to get them in foul trouble.
Yep.
Not saying it'll get called.
I believe Coach Freeman said earlier he was going to throw Callhorn at him as much as he could, try to get him inside to see if he couldn't get some of these guys in foul trouble.
First free throw is good. Callhorn was 7 here in the first half. 18-16. Callhorn gets one more, the senior. Will nail it, and that is his 8th point, and it's 18-17. Ashton's going to go to the bench for a minute. Landon Keeling comes in. So now we have McLaughlin, Baker, Keeling, Hull, and Stanek in the ballgame for the Wildcats. This is Heck with it. Heck trying to penetrate, being cut off by Hull. And we're going to get a 5-second call. But they do get it off. 3-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Landon Keeling. Landon going to go down the floor. Kicks it out to Baker. Baker whips it over in the corner to Stanek. Stanek cut off at the baseline. And they're going to call a foul on Caden Calhoun for the Ramblers. 3:20 left here in the first half. Hull inbounding underneath. Gets it to Baker, back to Winston. Winston, 3 in the corner is a little bit too long, but rebounded by Keeling. Keeling goes up. Shot is no good, but McLaughlin runs down the loose ball, gets it to Landon. Winston now has it at the free throw line. He's cut off. He'll back it back out. Comes Stanek. Stanek, 3 in the corner is too long. And the rebound by Bradley. Bradley comes across the timeline. Trying to get in the lane. Kicks it out. Here's a 3 ball in the corner. Is in and out. No good by Calhoun.
Should be over the back.
And we're going to have a foul on the Ramblers, and that is going to be Kaylin English with the foul. Hey, and guess what? We're going to free throw line.
Man, that seems like an improbability that we would be.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, sure enough. Caleb McLaughlin, see what he can do.
And his first free throw is off. He'll get one more. Hector's got to take advantage of getting on the free throw line. I mean, that looks like that's going to be a prize here tonight.
Said it about the girls yesterday. It's the charity stripe for a reason.
And he misses 2. 18-17, Rosebud still with a 1-point lead. Baker applying pressure on Bradley. Bradley cut off by Baker. And now they're going to get Baker for being a little bit too slappy down there. So Austin White's going to check in the game now, and McLaughlin's going to go to the bench. 2:33 left, 18-17. Rosebud leads by 1. They get it in to Bradley. Bradley trying to go baseline, cut off by Baker. Now he whips it up top. Here's a 3 at the top. It's way off, and Hull gets the rebound. And that's going to put Winston on the line. All right, we have missed our last 3 free throws. You got to start taking advantage of this. You're going to be at the free throw line for the last 2:24 here in the first half.
Yeah.
And I'm like you. I didn't think that we would make it to that.
Definitely did not. Man.
And Winston couldn't hit his first one. Winston will get one more. Free throw is no good. So Hector leaving a lot of points at the line. Oh.
Got here.
They're going to call Landon Keeling for a foul. As apparently him and Bell, I think, were exchanging shrugs, love taps, whatever you want to call it.
Man.
First free throw is good by Bell. I mean, you really got to be looking for that. And the second one's good.
Well, the thing about it, the referee that blew the whistle on that, he was back here at mid-court.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You had to be really looking for something. So it's a 3-point lead now for Rosebud. Winston all the way to the hoop. Layup is no good, but he's going to go to the line.
Take a look at this. Winston, good drive. Had 2 or 3 arms right there in his face as he tried to go up with it. So
you got to take a deep breath here and hit this free throw.
It's like that sign in the Arkansas baseball dugout.
There you go.
Breathe, commit, let it rip.
Yeah. So that right there stops the missed free throw streak at 5. 20-18. Winston's got one more. Yes, nailed them both.
Both of them.
20-19, Rosebud leads by 1 as we hit the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Winners bracket semifinal here in the Rosebud New Year's Bash. Good hands, and Keeling comes away with the steal. Keeling goes all the way. You have got to, oh my word. Oh, fans, I don't like to sit here and harp on officials, but Keeling, wow. You just got to put a wow on that. Wow, wow, wow. There wasn't even a straight on set. Oh, wow. Here's a layup. Nice block by Landon. Way to come back. Way to come back and make a play right there after getting that call on you. And there's a turnover by the Wildcats. What a first half here. We've got the Hector fans are really riled up right now.
Yeah. Probably as vocal as I have heard them this season.
And good defense there by Austin White as he cut off Blake Bradley. And now the Ramblers have it up top. Walker gets in the lane, goes up. Shot is good. Walker with the bucket, and it's down to under a minute, and Hector trails by 3. Winnie all the way. Hull kicks it out. Baker 3 ball is no good. Rebounded by Rosebud. Here's a baseball pass down the floor. Walker catches it. Goes up. Shot no good. Keeling grabs the board. Hector needs a bucket right here at the end of his first half. Take a little momentum into this halftime. Winston Goes up. Nice move. Hold using his size right there in the lane. Size advantage. Cuts it to 1. 22-21 Rosebud. And we're down to 5 seconds. Free throw line jump shot. No good. Keeling with the board. 3 seconds. 2. Keeling lets it fly. And it goes off the back of the rim. And that's going to bring it into the first half here in Rosebud. And, boy, it's been a, let's just say, we can't really.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's a good word right there.
My goodness.
But Hector, after everything that's gone against us here in the first half, we're down 1.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
That's
yeah.
Just out of the corner of my eye, I caught Lisa Black in here in the chat saying playing Rosebud on home court is about the same as playing Quitman on their home floor. Yeah, I have to agree. But
22-21, and you've got several with 2 fouls.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I noticed right there is you're down 1, and you left your senior there. He got to sit for the rest of the first half. So he's got 2 fouls, and that was big.
Tommy Hill popped in behind me saying, "We need a new umpire, need a new ref." But we're gonna have to play pretty good here in the second half and not let them
and
control the pace of it.
Trey, the one thing too, now we are upset about some calls. We see that and stuff like that. But Hector is right now, we're not helping ourselves at the free throw line.
No.
We have left a lot of points at that free throw line.
Yep. Got to do a better job with that.
You have to take it when you do get the calls and you do get to go to the line, you got to take advantage of it.
Yep. Got about 6.5 minutes till the second half. Going to kick it out to a short break. We'll be back with you for the second half here in just a few minutes.
At Chambers Bank, we believe banking should be anytime. Got a check? Scan it in the Chambers Bank app and you're done. Because anytime banking should always be anytime.
Safeguarding your building from the elements starts at the top. Use the company that's worked hard to earn the reputation as a top commercial roofing company in the area, Miller Roofing. Miller Roofing Company is local, family-owned, and their full-service team has been in business for over 30 years. Extensive experience working hand-in-hand with product manufacturers for new roofs, coatings, repairs, and re-roofs on many different types of commercial properties. We also know the importance of getting construction finished quickly. Contact us for a free consultation on your roof today.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hughes with Pope and Johnson County Title. We're a family-owned company serving the Arkansas River Valley. We have an office in Russellville and in Clarksville, but we do title searches and closings for any county in the state. So for all of your title or closing needs, give us a call at 968-4853 for our Russellville office or 647-3153 for our Clarksville office.
United Welding Institute of Arkansas provides training services for sought-after skills in the welding business, including oil fields, pipelines, refineries, and power plants. We understand the growing demand for experienced welders, and our trainers are proficient and equipped with the current know-hows in the welding industry. Since 2013, we devote our business into training and molding students to become full-fledged welders, as well as offering assistance to find job opportunities. United Welding Institute, where the next generation of welders are born.
You go nowhere by accident. Wherever you go, God is sending you. Wherever you are, God has put you there. He has a purpose in which you are present. Christ who dwells in you has something he wants to do through you. You believe this, and go in his grace, go in his love, and go in his power. You be the one.
All right, welcome back. Getting ready to start the second half. You see Coach Freeman down there having a discussion with the one official that hasn't been making some questionable calls.
Outrageous. Let's just go ahead and call it what it is. Some outrageous calls.
There you go. But
it's our buddy on the far sideline over there. No, I did not call him out here on the live stream.
Wildcats have the ball first, start the second half.
All right, folks, here we go. McLaughlin has it. Kicks it over. Kaufman. Three-pointer at the top. Story in and out. No good, and it's rebounded by the Ramblers. Good-looking shot there. Just could not get it to go. Here comes the Ramblers on the attack, and all the way to the goal. Turnaround jumper is no good, and that should be over the back. We come away with it. Callhorn had a kid climbing all over him. Story goes in, shot good. That's how you attack the goal right there. Caden Story with the bucket.
Puts the Wildcats back up by one here in the early stages of this second half.
This is Heck with it. Heck gets it off to Bell. Bell drives, and they get a three-point. No, pulls in. Free throw line jump shot is no good by Goodwin. And it is rebounded, and they were tied up. And, of course, we're not going to get the call in a tie-up. We get the foul, and that's going to be Kaufman's third foul. So there's the first one here in the second half that is in trouble. Here's the inbounds by the Ramblers. This is Compton with it. Compton gets it off to Goodwin. Goodwin Loses it out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Ramblers as they'll inbound underneath the goal. And this is going to be Rhett Goodwin inbounding underneath the goal. Gets it in. Turnaround shot is no good by Bale. Rebounded by Winston Hull. Hull gets it off to Callhorn. Callhorn, who set the final 3 minutes of the first half, is now back in. Shot is no good. McLaughlin ties up the Ramblers, and it's going to go possession to the Ramblers. You know, we talked about that at halftime right there. Stole about 3 minutes of the game with Ashton on the bench, Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley. Here's a drive by Bale. Kicks it out. Goodwin. Now Bradley kicks it up top. Bradley hands it off to Bale. Bale whips it up. Boy, they are whipping it around, and here's a three in the corner. It's good by Bradley. I'll have to compliment the Ramblers right there as they had good ball movement on that possession. They got the wide open three, puts them up by 2. Story pulls up, baseline, no good. And we're fighting for the loose ball that comes out to the Ramblers. This is Bale with it. Bale gets it off to Bradley. Bradley hands it off to Compton. Compton loses it. Now he gets it back to Bale. Bale penetrates and stolen by Winston Hull. Winston looking, and he's going to pull up, wait for the rest of his teammates. Callhorn's going to take the three, and it's no good. Rebounded by the Wildcats, though, as Story hustles down with it. And now Callhorn, I knew it. I could tell you that was going to be on us. They called the charge right there on Callhorn as he spun right into the Rambler.
So that'll be Callhorn's third.
So there's our second one here with 3 fouls in the second half. Good pressure by the Wildcats, and we're going to get a foul. And that's going to be the second on McLaughlin. Caleb, they're going to call him for reaching in on that possession right there. So Compton has it. Gets it off to Goodwin. Goodwin hands it back to Bradley. Bradley trying to get in the lane. Pulls up, kicks it in the corner. Baseline jumper is good by Bale. It is 27-23 now. Rosebud with the lead. Story trying to get in the lane. Pulls up, middle lane, good. Story with 2 good scoring drives here in this third quarter. He has 6 on the night, and it's 27-25. Bradley, and almost threw it away. The Heck run it down, gets it back. Bradley, Winston Hull with the steal. Winston all the way to the rim. Reverse layup, good. Nice job, Winston Hull. And that is his 6th point on the night, and we're tied again at 27. And we're going to have a foul on, I believe that one's going to be on Lucas Baker.
Yep, number 3.
And that is the 14th foul. Next foul, and Rosebud's going to shoot free throws for the rest of this quarter.
Foul count for each team. Wildcats got 4. Rosebud has 0. Surprise, surprise.
Bradley with it. Bradley drives, nice dish down, and missed the shot as that was good defense by Lucas Baker as he contested the shot. Now Callhorn has it, gets it to Winston. Winston, baseline, kicks it out. Story's got the 3. And, didn't get it to fall. Baker, good hustle, and could not pull it in. So it's going to go to Rosebud. Boy, I thought he had that one, Trey. He lined it up good. Tied at 27, 3.5 minutes left here in the third. Here's a 3 ball in the corner, and that is in and out, no good. That was Goodwin with the attempt, and here comes the Wildcats. Callhorn pulls up at the free throw line. Jumper is a little bit too hard. And Ramblers come out with it. Bradley kicks it down the floor. This is Heck. Heck goes up. Good night.
by Ashton Callhorn, but did they whistle him?
No.
Okay.
Went out of
Good.
bounds.
My goodness, with authority.
Callhorn nearly threw it through the floor. And that's going to be a foul right there on McLaughlin as he got tied up. And we're going to the free throw line here with 3:12 left in the third. And that's going to put Jaden Bell at the line, and that's the third on McLaughlin. So now we have 3 here in the third quarter with 3 fouls. First free throw is good by Bell. I mean, Trey Callhorn nearly, I mean, if he could have thrown it through the floor, it was going. Second free throw by Bell is good. So it is a 2-point lead now for the Ramblers, 29-27. 3 minutes left here in the third. Story gets down the lane. Layup is no good, but he's going to get fouled. And he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Boy, I really like how Caden Story, well, they're going to call it on the floor. You got to be kidding me.
I think I saw Winston turn around telling some folks in the seats over here to
Nice bucket
chill
by
out.
Callhorn. Callhorn gets some points. We're tied at 29. But, boy, I'm telling you, Story's going in attack mode here in the third, and it looks good. Bradley is
shove off.
nice steal there by Story. Story gets it out to Callhorn. Callhorn in the open floor, goes up in the lane. Oh, a little hard. They're going to call a foul on Rosebud there. Wow. And, folks, when I say wow, it just blows my mind that we're not being –
It's been such a rare, a rare bird to find in these woods.
Hull gets it into Keeling. Keeling is going to take that 3. And look at the sophomore.
Thinks it.
They called it a 2.
Did they?
Yep.
Oh, my.
They called it a 2, 31-29. Hector has now come back and taken the lead here in the third. Keeling with the steal. Gets it to Baker. Baker all the way. Layup is good. Look at the Wildcats defense turning up the pressure right now. 33-29. Here's a deep 3 by Bradley, and it's short, and Callhorn comes out with it. Callhorn. Oh. Got it, Story. Story goes up. That a boy, Caden Story. Caden Story with the power move and will draw the foul, gets the bucket. I'm telling you right now, this second half Story is right now, it is Caden Story. So we're going to have a timeout on the floor as Hector has gone up by 6, 35-29. And when we come back, Story's going to have a free throw.
Timeout by Rosebud, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something to slow down the pace here a little bit.
Well, Hector has turned up. The defense pressure right now is got Hector back ahead in this game.
Yeah. Lacey Tilley in the chat says they called a foul because they looked up and seen we had 5 and they only had 1. I mean, like I said, try to be even with it. Right now, foul count sits at 5-3 Wildcats, but hopefully we can get some good momentum going.
So as we come back here after the timeout, Story, like to see that right there, completed that 3-point play, and Hector is up by 7. And Story has 9 points on the night.
A dramatic script flip right there. Oh, my goodness. That looked like it was all ball to me.
Well, here we go as we're going to go to the line here for Rosebud. Bell hits the bucket, and that's going to be on.
It should have been on Winston Hull.
That's what I thought.
I think they got the shooter number out there instead of the.
Free throw is no good. 36-31. I thought the foul was on Winston. Anyway, Stanek, baseline, cut off. Gets it to Keeling. Keeling, nice move, goes up. Good-looking move there by the sophomore. Keeling with his 6 points. Nice power move, 38-31.
Saw a lot of that out of Keeling the last couple of years, him playing junior high ball.
And there's a turnover by the Ramblers. So we've had big minutes by the sophomore here tonight as Keeling's come off the bench with 6. Winston with it up top. Trying to drive, goes up, and they're going to call him for travel. I thought it was a good-looking move right there, but they're going to call him for steps.
Oh, man. Wildcat fans letting these officials have it.
1 minute left here in the third. Here's Wildcats putting pressure on top. Keeling gets his hands on it, but it gets back to Bradley. Bradley finds the man underneath, and they're going to call a foul on Winston. And that's going to be his third as he joins the party of 3.
Well, unless they made him.
No, it's
okay. Yeah, they got it. They got it sorted out now.
So that is going to put English at the line for 2 free throws. First one is no good. 54 seconds left here in the third. Hector with a 38-31 lead. And they started out down here in the third as Rosebud. But we saw this last night. Don't count it out. As they missed 2 free throws, and here comes Hector on the attack. Baker kicks it to Story. Story. And Story got called for the extra step there in the lane. Turnover comes to Rosebud as we are going under 40 seconds now here in the third. Winner moves to the championship game tomorrow night. Here's a 3-ball at the top, and it is no good. And Baker saves it for the Wildcats. He gets it to Hull. Nice save by Baker. Baker and Story. Story's shot is no good, but he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. Caden Story has come out here in the third quarter, and he has asserted himself on this offensive end and has 7 here in the third. Free throw is good. 39-31, Story with 1 more. 20 seconds left here in the third. Second free throw by Story, good.
So we got Austin White checking in for Story. Give Story a little bit of a breather.
As we're down to 15 seconds, clock running, 10 seconds. Rosebud with it up top. They get in the lane, 7 seconds left. And shot is no good. There's a battle. Keeling. And Keeling's going to be fouled with 2 seconds left. And that's going to put the sophomore at the free throw line. So what a break here for the Wildcats. Try to pick up a couple of points here with 2 seconds left. Sophomore has come off the bench here tonight. 6 points. Done a great job. And misses the first one. He'll get 1 more. Second free throw. In and out. No good. And that should bring it into the third quarter here as the Wildcats started out down here in the third, but come storming back, take a 9-point lead into the final quarter of play, leading 40-31.
See, I mean, like, you don't know sometimes what you're going to get. It's a mixed bag sometimes in Wildcat basketball. And I've seen them start out really hot and just keep control of the entire game. I've seen them start out a little flat and then have to pick it back up, and then they have here.
You know, it started out, Rosebud come out, hits a couple shots, gets up 4 or 5 points there and stuff. And then you could see Hector's defense picked up and started getting some steals. And then Story, who, I mean, that is the story here in the third quarter. Caden Story come out and just asserted himself. Instead of settling for threes, he's driving to the hole.
Yeah, I like I said, Story, you're more apt to see Story go for the 3-bomb, you know, but this is excellent work by Caden tonight.
Okay, fans, here we go. Final quarter of play. 40-31. Hector with a 9-point lead, and it will be Wildcat ball as Kaufman has now come back into the game. We do have a lot in foul trouble, so that's going to be interesting here in this final quarter. And Ashton Callhorn starts us off with a bucket. Nice way to start it off, and we're up 11, 42-31. And he has 12 on the game. Here's a drive inside by Bell. Shot is no good. Keeling with the board. Landon they get it out to Kaufman. Kaufman gets it back to Ashton. Callhorn at the top, whips it over to Stanek. Stanek back to Ashton. Ashton, they're going to call Ashton for a travel right there.
Another one of those draws that foot in, and they look at it as a slide step, whatever.
Yeah. So 7:22 left as we try to get into the finals tomorrow night here in Rosebud. Bradley with it up top. Bradley drives down the lane. His little floater is no good. Rebounded by Ashton. Callhorn whips it out to Stanek. Stanek coming across the timeline. Stanek hits Hull, cutting in the lane. Hull goes up. Shot is good. Nice move by Winston Hull right there. Good feed by Stanek. Hull's got 8 on the game. 44-31. Hector with their biggest lead. And there's a turnover. No, they saved it, but Hector does come away with it on the save. Here's Kaufman. Kaufman lob to Callhorn. Wow. Ashton Callhorn gets it off the backboard. And we're going to have timeout Rosebud as the Hector crowd is come alive here. And it is 46-31. Boy, that is just some athleticism right there, Trey. I mean, that's all you can say about that. Nice feed, nice, control, and Ashton was able to use the backboard and lay it in.
I think I may have missed a timeout somewhere. I think Hector should have 4, and according to me.
Well, Hector hadn't called one in the second half.
Yeah, so Hector's got 4, and I think Rosebud's used 2.
Yes.
So, all right. Good there. I was afraid I'd missed something. Got some folks talking in the chat. Keith Belton, the refs are being pathetic. Lisa Black, last quarter will be tough. Brittany Thomas says, yes, sir, go Ashton. Look over here at the YouTube side of things. Godzilla Animations. I have no idea who that is, but it says, Hector, go Cats. Appreciate whoever you are being in here with us. Winston down here kind of jamming out to the music.
There's one thing about Winston Hull. He's going to have fun no matter what.
He is a personality for sure.
All right, folks. Hector has a 15-point lead, and we resume action here. They get it to Bradley in the corner. Bradley trying to get to the free throw line, whips it down to Bell. Bell going baseline. Bell goes up. Shot is good. Bell got underneath Keeling there and made it 46-33. Kaufman whips it to Story. Story. Oh, we get the block call there. I'm sorry. Well, did I act astonished?
I mean, can't see me, but my eyes got wide.
So here's the inbounds. They get it into Ashton. Ashton goes up. Oh, shot is no good, but he's going to earn himself 2 free throws. 6:09 left in the contest. 46-33. Hector with a 13-point lead. And that is going to be the 4th on Bradley. That's huge right there because Bradley has been their go-to.
I don't know if he was the one necessarily. Ben was looking to have a target, Ooh,
Ashton gets the roll right there, and he'll get that free throw to fall. That is his 15th point on the night.
I believe he had 17 last night.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of trouble with free throws there towards the end,
but he's not right now.
Tonight.
48-33. We hit the 6-minute mark. This is Heck with it. Heck goes all the way. Layup is good. Heck with his 6-point. 48-35. Story trying to penetrate. Gets in the lane. Kicks it to Keeling. Keeling back to Hull. Hull gets in. Floater is no good. In and out. It's kind of an awkward angle. He shot that one, but it would not fall. Good defense there by Story. And Bell gets the drive. Bell hits the layup, and it's good. So Jaden Bell is trying to pick up, and he does get the steal as Hector was really nonchalant right there. And there's the bucket. And now Coach Freeman's going to take that first time out. So Heck hits the bucket on the steal, and they've cut it to 9. 5:20 left. And, I mean, that's the kind of probably, Coach Freeman's noticed it too. That's kind of nonchalant acting right there.
He's probably letting them boys have it down there.
You are in Rosebud. You are in their home floor. You know they're coming. They're going to come before this game's over with, and you can't get – just because you get up by double digits, you can't get relaxed.
And you've already seen that the officials are going to be a little bit leaning towards Rosebud,
Surely not. Hector gets the inbound. Story gets it to Callhorn. Callhorn's going to wait and let everybody get down the floor. Now he gets it to Hull. Winston setting up the offense. Kicks it over to Story. Story gets it down to Callhorn on the block. Callhorn goes up. Shot is good. That's pretty automatic right there. He has the size advantage down on the block, and that puts Hector back up by 11. 50-39. Bell with the spin move. Kicks it off, and double block there by Keeling and Hull. They had the combo block on that one. Callhorn whips it. Story whips it to Hull. Back over to Callhorn. Callhorn looking inside. Now he's going to get it over to Story. Three-pointer on the wing. That is good. Caden Story having a second half here tonight. 53-39.
There's that three-point shot that he's got. I've watched him before in little practices and shoot-arounds, and
it lines up pretty good every time he lets it go. There's a bucket by a good one, and it's 53-41. Keeling gets it back to Kaufman. Story feeling it, goes baseline, dumps it inside. Nice pass to Keeling. The sophomore lays it in. Hector running some good offensive sets right here, and it is 55-41. Under 4 minutes left in the game. Here's a drive by Bale, and they're going to count it. Bale was putting his shoulder into Callhorn, and that's Callhorn's fourth, Trey. And that's going to put Bale at the line for the old-fashioned three-point play, and it's good. Bale, who's the leading scorer for Rosebud, 55-44. Winston gets it to Keeling. Keeling looking for help. Gets it over to Story. Back over to Kaufman. Now they're going to get their offense set. Baker comes to the top. Whips it over to Story. Story. Pull up in the lane. Good. Caden Story with the bucket. That is 16 on the night for Story. 57-44. Hector with the 13-point lead. Bradley back in the game. Three-pointer, no good. Hull couldn't get his hands on it. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Rosebud. 3:09 left in the contest.
Lisa Black in the chat says, is Story a senior? No, he is a junior this year. Got one more year. And he's just gotten better as he's gone along. Talked about it before. He first year I was doing live streaming, he was playing as a junior high football player, and he got a concussion and a couple little injuries here and there, and decided that football wasn't for him. Basketball was going to be his thing.
What a second half he's having here tonight. Ball goes out of bounds on Bradley's shot, so it'll go to the Wildcats. And Hull whips it over to Story. Story gets across timeline. He's going to be fouled, and no free throws yet. 2:57 left in the game.
And this is the first quarter that we've had where the Wildcats wasn't ahead in the foul count.
Oh, don't jinx it.
I know, but
just
got to call that out there. So,
folks, you've heard it there, Trey. If these whistles start blowing, Trey said it.
I have been known to be a jinx.
Story has it up top, kicks it over to Kaufman. Kaufman looking, kicks it out. Baker. Lucas whips it over to Story. Story's going to let the three fly, and it's, whoa! It is nothing but net. Caden Story. He is the story here in the second half. And,
oh, man.
Who do we give that block to? We give it to the backboard or Hull? It was kind of a combination right there. Hull showing him where he got it. And they're going to keep it with Rosebud. Winston said, I got it right here. Here's the three ball by Bale. It's no good. And Baker with the board. They whip it down to Story. Story going all the way, kicks it back out to Kaufman. Kaufman whips it over to Baker to Hull. Winston goes baseline, looking to spin, kicks it up. You left him wide open. Story, three ball is good. Caden Story continuing his onslaught here in the second half. 63-44, Hector's up by 19. And we're under 2 minutes left. Bale with the shot, no good, and here comes Hull. Hull whips it out to Story. Story goes up, left-handed layup is good.
Story's feeling it now.
He is. 65-44, Hector with a 21-point lead. Shot is no good. And Hull whips it down to Stanek. Stanek's going to wait and let everybody set up as we are a minute and a half left in the game. Story gets it off to Black to Stanek. Back up to Winston. Winston's going to try a three. And, hey, nice shot there, Mr. Hull. And that's his 12th point on the night.
I think we're going
to have substitution timeout right here, get everybody switched up. And, 24-point lead, 109. Trey, you can put this one in the books. Hector's going to be in the championship game tomorrow night. And what I've got here is we're going to have double dribble call is Caden Story checks out of the game tonight, Trey, with 24 points.
Wow. I don't know if that's his high or not, but I don't know what his high would be. I'd have to ask Jimmy Stroud for that.
Well, Trey, if I remember correctly here, looking at the numbers, he's 20 of them here in the second half.
Yeah.
Baker. And here's a three, and it is no good there by Landon Austin. Austin wanted to get himself in the books. Good-looking shot, just couldn't get it to fall. As Kaufman checks out and Brewer Story checks in. Brewer Story looked at somebody over here in the bleachers and said, hey, I'm in.
Probably his mom. Julie, the one we talked to earlier, yeah.
Shot is no good, and Austin White battling for it, but it comes away to Rosebud. We're down to 30 seconds left in the game, 68-44. And Rosebud drives, and that shot is good by Colby Compton. Black comes across the timeline. We're down to 10 seconds. Coach Freeman saying no more. Let's call it off. And this one's going to go to the Hector Wildcats with what a second half here tonight. Started out down by 4 right off the bat, but then just turned it on. And they're going to walk away with a 68-46 win and put themselves in the finals tomorrow night here in the Rosebud New Year's Bash.
Goodness gracious. That one started off really interesting, like we said, and, found a way to work through the crazy calls. You work your way through and Rosebud played really well. So good job by these Cats tonight.
Trey, we've got, by my rough draft here, Caden Story had 24, Ashton Callhorn 18, and Winston Hull finished with 11.
Wow. Yeah, some good numbers by those guys. And we'll go ahead. I don't have the brackets updated, but we'll go ahead and throw those up here in just a second. I can figure out which button I need to push. And here's the boys bracket. And I believe Harmony Grove finished that one out. I'm not too sure on it. I'll have to go and look at the brackets before I walk out of here tonight. But Hector will move on to the finals. That'll be tomorrow again at 6:45. You're going to have a time frame a lot the same as you did today with the boys and girls games. Take a real quick look over here at the girls. They are down here in this bottom one, Saturday, 10 a.m. So we're going to have another day like I did like today. So Michael Winkler says, tell Brandon Callhorn to sit down. He's moving his way up through the bleachers here. But, yeah, been a fun one tonight.
Well, the thing that was impressive about it, you saw in the first half, calls didn't go your way. It started that way out in the second half and stuff, but the boys overcame it. Yep. Turned up their defense, and that's what it was, turned up their defense. And then, oh, wow, the junior Caden Story, he is the story of the second half, 20 of his 24.
Yeah.
And he did it driving to the goal, and then all that led to him having some wide open looks with the 3-ball there at the end.
Yep.
And that was a good one. It was a good one to see. And, they got themselves in the final. And I'm sure if you ask Coach Freeman, he's tickled to death that you come out of the Christmas break and you put yourselves in the finals of a tournament.
Yep. If you ask Coach Freeman, though, he'd probably tell you that's where he expected us to be.
Right.
Is to make it to this point. So –
what an effort.
But appreciate everybody that's joined us tonight. Don't know how many we've had at different times, but appreciate everybody wherever you were at watching and all y'all in the chat. Glad y'all hopefully y'all had fun. Marcia Henderson Dover, I saw this earlier, says, LOL, Shane, you haven't changed, still making us laugh. So this man right here, he is a pro. I hope at some point, I don't know how many years you've been doing this.
35.
35. I hope at some point in 35 years, I might be able to call as well as you do.
I appreciate it.
But I think that's going to do it for tonight. And like I said, everybody join us tomorrow. Be back here 10 a.m. Senior girls play their final game here in this Rosebud New Year Bash tournament. And then at 6:45, the senior boys will be playing for a championship. Till then, I'm Trey Johnson. Appreciate you, Shane.
I enjoyed it, brother. You are the best.
And we will see y'all tomorrow. Everybody have a good rest of your night, and go Cats.